Well, hello. This is Dr. Rob Bohr with Bohr Family Chiropractic. I'm here with my partner, Dr. Sherry Bohr, and a very special guest, one of our patients, Carl Johnson. And we're going to be talking with Carl this morning about why he came to our office, some of the experiences he's had as a result of working with us, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about that. So I'm going to turn over to Carl now. So take it away, Carl.
Well, my partner and I were at the home show, the Saline, or the Washtenaw County Home Show, and I came by the display that you had at the little demonstrations you were putting on, and I could see that you were a chiropractic practice right here in Saline. And after talking to you, I realized that you were having a promotion. And the promotion spoke directly to where I was at because I had just come away from having sciatica. And I'd gone to a physical therapist, and he really took the pain away. And he gave me exercises, which I do, and are very helpful. But because I play sports, I do tennis, I do volleyball, and I do orienteering. Orienteering is running to controls or flags, finding them with maps in the woods, but doing it for a time, for as fast a time as you can. So you run hard and you run over a rough terrain, or at least you walk fast if you can't run. And what became really apparent to me is that even though my pain was gone from the sciatica, my body wasn't working right. It felt herky-jerky. It felt like something was not operating well. I really couldn't run. I could feel my run had an odd feel to it, and it felt like I was coming down way too hard on my feet, and it just had no smoothness. So I knew something was wrong, and that's why I saw you guys, and I said, I'm going to find out about these guys. And here you had a promotion and exactly what I needed, which was a diagnostic of the whole picture of my body as it was at that time. And it was great because you showed right away where there were issues going on, and I trusted that your tactics sounded really good and could speak to it. So besides which, I thought that both the doctors here, you guys were so positive, and I felt you had this special healing aura or something about you guys that I really trusted, and I've seen that in my life. Some doctors don't have that, and I think that you do. And so we went ahead, and what I found was that gradually my smoothness came back, and I didn't know I could run. I knew I could walk smoothly. I really didn't think I'd gotten that far, but after a while I started running again and realizing I could actually run with that same kind of easy motion I used to have, so that was great. And but what I didn't expect is that you solved another problem that I didn't even really bring up much. I thought I had arthritis in my hands. I had constant pain in my joints. I had, and it got bad. It was getting very bad. I could not fish coins out of my pocket or keys or buttons. Trying to do buttons on shirts that are difficult was really an issue. I mean, even easy ones were not that easy. Zippers, brushing your teeth when your hands are hurting all the time. It's like, I just thought I had arthritis. And I was taking painkillers for that too, by the way. And it helped some, but it didn't take too long into this where the pain went completely away. And that was a dramatic thing to realize. I don't have arthritis. I do things with my hands now that I didn't think I could do, and I strain them. I'm 68. I just turned 68, by the way. I did on Sunday, and I figured I've done so much physical work in my life in the wine business that bottles of wine, cheese. I did cheese, hard cutting, very difficult cheeses. That I just wore out the joints. But the truth is, the joints are still okay. And when I do rough things like that, I like to cook, and there's a lot of chopping motions, like when you're cooking and stuff. My hands, you'd think they'd, Well, the reality is you get stiff. They don't hurt. They never hurt. My hands don't hurt at all, you know. So to me that was kind of a miracle, so to speak. But it really wasn't, because, you know, you showed how messed up my cervical vertebrae were. They were worn and distorted, and after a treatment you feel smooth. I'm not sure the best way to tell people the difference, but there's a certain, you know, when it comes to turning and backing the car out, it's an easy rotation. It doesn't go, there's a little gritty sound, you know. When I knew that, and it wasn't right, you know, but I can do that now, and there's no gritty, grinding sound to it, you know what I mean? And, you know, as I came to some of the classes and stuff, I can see perfectly why that would be improved, you know. This heavy head perched on top of this column is not easy to keep right there. And I mean, the idea that one half of my body was 7 pounds heavier than the other half. Not, you know, that I was carrying it in such a way that to my body it felt 7 pounds heavier on one side. I think that was what the figure was.
That's correct.
I was like, I couldn't believe that. I mean, no wonder I was herky-jerky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you're carrying something heavy on the side trying to run, you know. You know, it made total sense, and now it's amazing. I can actually run, and I'm trying to run some now, really work on that, because as an older guy, if I still got it, I want to preserve it as much as I can, you know. And anyway, well, I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
I think you guys are special.
Thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you.